Would you like to move your whole YouTube studio setup from here or here or here and do it all by yourself within minutes? Greetings, I am Dr. A.K. Venkatachalam and welcome to my channel. I am an orthopedic surgeon with interest in cellular treatment for joints, cartilage, tendons and ligaments. You can learn more about my professional interests from my website www.drAKvenkat.com. I also make videos on orthopedic treatments, DIY products and video creation tips. Today I will be showing you my entire all-inclusive, inexpensive YouTube studio setup, both on a single light stand. It cost me $84 or 5,800 Indian rupees. Components and the cost breakup is in the description below. I assembled this with gear already in my possession and didn't buy anything specially for this purpose. This setup rests on the floor but can be used for sitting and standing positions by adjusting the height of the individual sections of the light stand. Although I shoot videos on my smartphone, it can be easily used for DSLR, mirrorless cameras and camcorders. It is lightweight and can be moved easily from one place to another, inside or outside your house. I have already made a previous video on a light stand based YouTube studio setup on the same idea and you can have a look at it over here. This present video has got more advanced equipment and gear than the previous one and should give you higher quality videos. So why did I create this? I don't have a dedicated home studio where I can place all the essential equipment and leave it there as it is after having assembled it. So whenever I needed to record a video, I had to repeatedly assemble light stands, tripods, mic stands, mount my camera, arrange backdrop, curtains, and that takes a lot of time. That would consume time for setting up and dismantling the equipment each and every time. It would squash the effervescence and enthusiasm and becoming a drudgery. Sometimes I might have even been tempted to cut corners and shoot in less than ideal conditions. And moreover, it occupies space. A conventional setup occupies space and you have to wind around cables on the floor. There are so many wires on the floor and tripping over or knocking something over is a risk. You can knock over your camera. Now, since I'm using mainly battery operated lights, there are no wires on the floor, no cables on the floor. The base area on the floor, the footprint of the setup is confined to a spread out light stand. This setup will cut down on time consuming repetitive activities and will instead allow me to concentrate and focus on the video itself, the subject matter and the quality of the videos. I will not have to cut corners anymore. So this will ensure that I can start recording just after switching on the power supply and hitting the record button, thereby saving a whole lot of time. I am utilizing my old equipment like a light stand. This is nothing special. For lights, I am using two Yongnuo Air LED lights and these have got diffusion panels on top of them. These two Yongnuo lights are spread out. Their span has been increased from that in the previous video. These are spread apart and are serving as a proper key light and a fill light. So these two lights are situated on opposite sides of the camera and are serving their respective purposes. I am recording this on my Note 20 Ultra camera. The camera is connected to the central pole of the light stand by a mini super clamp. The lights are actually mounted on the boom pole of a C stand. This boom pole has been fixed to the top of a light stand by a grip head adapter and super clamps clamped to the end of the boom rod. And on top of this, the lights are clamped on by an umbrella holder. The camera, which is the main one which I am shooting with, is a Note 20 Ultra camera, but I have tried out my DSLR and camcorders and that works equally well. So you could shoot with either a phone, DSLR, mirrorless or camcorder, and there is no issue with that. The phone is connected to the light stand by a mini super clamp in the center. This mini super clamp grasps the center pole of the light stand and projects forward. To that there is a spigot, and to the spigot there is an L-shaped camera extension device which I have shown in previous videos. You can see here, I will show it to you in the guided tour of the setup. To the top of that L-shaped camera extension there is a ball head clamp, and my phone is clamped on, is attached to that L clamp. This is the basic setup. For audio, I have chosen to use lapel mics like what I am using now. I am using a Boya mic, or I can use wireless with Samsung buds. Since I am recording this video indoors, I don't need to go higher than this, and the sound quality will be pretty good. So therefore, the setup has been unburdened from the constraints of adding fixtures to the assembly for mounting a mic, like a mic stand, boom stand and all that. So with it being cut down to minimal, to the basic essentials, it is very light, it is inexpensive, and it is built on solid engineering principles. The engineering principle utilized here is that there is a central column or a central beam, and houses and all buildings are constructed on the basis of beams. And at the top of the central beam there is a horizontal extension of that of the boom rod, and the lights are mounted to that. The lights in themselves are not heavy, they are only LED lights, and they are serving to illuminate me well. So therefore the weight of the lights, the soft boxes, everything is eliminated. The camera itself, since I am using a mobile camera, this serves my purpose. It is pretty stable. I am not burdening this equipment, this setup with the requirements for a mic arrangement, and I am using a lav mic. I could also use wireless mics, and that's it. So the construct is very stable. Right now I am utilizing 2 sandbags for additional safety, but it can be without sandbags also. Power supply, the lights are powered by batteries. They have got batteries. Want to prolong for a longer time, one could connect DC adapters to these lights and connect them to the mains. However, even these cables don't come and lie on the floor. Or power supply to these can be plugged into an extension cable, and that extension cable can be suspended from the light stand itself. This is my setup. The entire setup is based on a light stand, single light stand here. Nothing fancy. The light stand has been stabilized by 2 sandbags here. The single power cable to the setup is from this extension cable and is suspended from the arrangement. At the top of the light stand is a single grip head clamp. To this grip head clamp is attached a boom rod which stretches from there to the extreme over here, and similarly to here. Attached to each end of this boom rod are 2 super clamps. You can see this super clamp here. They are gripping the boom rod, and at the top of the boom rod to the spigot is attached this umbrella holder. I need not have attached this umbrella holder. I could instead just screw it on into the spigot itself. This is the Yongnuo LED light on one side, similar light on the other side, Yongnuo LED light. So this is the light setup, 2 LED lights which are spread apart and serve as key and fill lights. The camera fixture is here. I'll show you. The base of it is a mini super clamp, similar to the other super clamps but much more lightweight. There is a spigot which threads on into the super clamp, and to this spigot is attached an L-shaped arrangement camera extension here. This one. It just threads into this spigot, comes up and turns upward, and to the top of this L-shaped arrangement I have attached a ball head clamp, and to the ball head clamp I have attached the phone clamp. There are no encumbrances or connections for audio because the audio was recorded by a lav mic which was only plugged into the camera. This is how the audio was plugged into my camera. This is a splitter for charging as well as audio input. It has got a central USB Type-C plug which goes into the Samsung Note 20 Ultra. On one side there is a USB-C hub, and on the other side there is a 3.5mm jack. I had plugged in the Boya mic to this jack here. This went into the phone, and that is how audio was inputted. So I didn't require any microphone stand or anything. This is the basic camera setup, but on top of this basic camera setup, one could use more elaborate setups like I could mount an additional monitor for filming here. So this is the monitor which I am referring to. I am filming with the rear phone of my Samsung Note 20 Ultra, and as you can see here I am watching the entire video being recorded on my Note 9 camera. I am holding it in my hand, but I could stack it on top of the recording phone with a clamp and mount it on top of that. So this is one additional feature possible. You could mount two phones on one on top of another. I've already mentioned about the possibility of filming with DSLRs or camcorders. So this setup has made my life very easy. I no longer have to set up a camera tripod, light stand, C stand and boom arm for the mic. I just move the entire stand to wherever I want. Then I just take out my phone, attach it to the phone clamp and hit the record button and start recording. That's it. And if I want to monitor, I can attach a further phone here. My productivity has shot up greatly, and so can yours. Go ahead and try this inexpensive setup and become more productive. Later, after you have tried it, let me know in the comments how you fared with this setup. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, consider subscribing, give this video a thumbs up, share it and click the bell icon to receive a notification when I upload new videos in future. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one.